I don't know if I ever showed you this, but somehow or another, we managed to fit all three cars in the garage. That's a rarity for us because of the fact that, as you can see, there's a bunch of junk in this garage that we need to clean up, and, well, yeah, there's quite a bit of junk. What's up, guys? Hope you're having a great day today. Today, we're not going to be talking about the garage much. We're going to be talking about the Z3. So a few weeks ago, I uploaded a video saying never buy a BMW Z3, and for obvious reasons, that drew up a lot of controversy and a lot of hate. And today we're gonna be, I guess, responding to that hate. I usually don't respond to hate. I always just try and preach positivity, all that stuff. But this time, it's kind of deserved on my end, and that's because I did not communicate some things very well in that video, and I wanna try and clear up the air. Along with that, we're gonna talk about if I regret buying my BMW Z3. So let's get started. This is a cold start on a 1998 BMW Z3. And just like that, we have made it to some random parking lot. To be fair, this building is closed, and so that's why I'm parked like a complete douchebag. I figured, hey, why not? It does look cool anytime I do this. It makes me look like a douche, like I just said. But to be fair, nobody uses this building. I have not seen anybody go through this building in a hot minute. But anyways, on that note, let's actually talk about why we're here, which is the Z3. Do I regret it? The short answer, no. Now, you might be wondering why I don't regret getting my BMW Z3 even after everything. All of the transmission problems, the check engine lights, the airbag lights, the break-in, all of this stuff, why I don't regret it. And the reason for that, and it's the same reason why I don't sell my BMW Z3, is the memories, the sentimental value, all of that. So I got this Z3 on August 26, 2022. So it's been a bit over 2 years now since I've owned this thing. And in that time, I've done a lot with the car. Not in terms of modifications, I think I've done like maybe 1 or 2 things in terms of mods, but in terms of adventures, time spent with it, drives gone on, all of that stuff. I've spent a lot of that with this Z3. I've been on drives, I've met a lot of new people, I have made a lot of new friends, some of which I'd consider lifelong friends, and it's all because of this car. Like, legitimately, this car has allowed me to thrive so much more with the car community and be part of things, rather than something like, say, a Toyota Camry, which, while it's a good car, Camrys last a long time, they're great cars, I'm not gonna say that they're not. The thing, though, with a Camry in a car community is that it's hard to have fun with the community when you're in a Camry, versus this thing. You can talk about the work done with it, you can talk about what's broken on it, you can spend time with people fixing it. I've spent a lot of time with Thomas working on this thing, and he and I can tell you, it's a pain, but I'm pretty sure, and I think he can confirm at least, that we've become better friends because of it. Along with that, this car was my first endeavor on working on my car and learning how to work on a car. Admittedly, I'm not the best when it comes to working on stuff. I'm not the most mechanically inclined person. But that being said, though, this has definitely helped. It's definitely gained some experience for me. I got to learn how to do things such as fix my door handle, install power locks, and honestly, I have done a lot of them with the help of my friends, and I owe them a lot for that. But the one thing, and this is the dumbest thing, but I'm still proud of myself for doing it, that I've done on my own, is JB weld my exhaust shut. So essentially, when my exhaust was hanging off the ground and was basically scraping on the ground, it opened up a seam in the exhaust, which was essentially pushing out carbon dioxide into basically the cabin. You could smell it, and it was getting you lightheaded even a little bit. Along with that, when inspection time came around, this car was failing inspections because of that. And so a nice thing, a JB weld, a good 20 minutes under the car, and I'm able to get it sealed shut, and the car is able to pass inspections, thankfully. Now, I know that might not be the most impressive story or craziest story with working on this car, but it is something that I was not able to do before, and that I didn't have the guts to do before, because quite frankly, when it comes to working on something like this, firstly, it's a car, it's an expensive piece of equipment, and breaking it even further is even more scary. Along with that, this is my daily driver, and so it's nerve-wracking and I know I keep saying nerve-wracking, when I break something on this and it just does not want to work properly anymore. So in summary, no, I don't regret getting this Z3. I don't hold a single thing of regret on getting this Z3. It's been an amazing experience. It's been a very just crazy experience, sometimes stressful, but at the end of the day, I don't regret it, because after everything, I've become a better person from this Z3. I have met a lot of people that made me a better person because of the Z3. All of that, and to say that it's changed my life is, I'd probably say, quite an understatement, because without it, I wouldn't have had some friends that have changed me dramatically. I wouldn't have met some people in the industry, and I wouldn't have met some great, well, I mean, I wouldn't have met you guys. I don't know why I was stuttering on that, but I wouldn't have met you guys, because you guys have definitely made things a lot more fun. And with the help of the Z3 and YouTube, have helped me get through college, get through a few years of college. I'm still in college. And to that, thank you guys. I wanted to take a minute and read some of the comments that I've gotten on my Never Buy a BMW Z3 video and just talk about them real quick. I'll be honest with you, a lot of them are constructive criticism. They're not hate, and to them and whoever's commented that, I wanted to thank you guys. I really do appreciate getting feedback on the videos and trying to figure out how I can improve them. So thank you guys to that. There's also a few hate comments in here, so let's start with one of those. To start with, you're an idiot. Would you buy any car that's that old for a daily driver? You rant about the safety, just proved how stupid you are. What exactly are you expecting? Are you thinking BMW is going to recall a 25-plus-year-old car to update safety? I'm not gonna read the rest of that. Holy crap. So, to this user, I want to say, no, I don't expect that. But the point of that video, and I think this is where I really need to work on. I need to work on what the point of the video is. So the point of that video was to say, if you're looking to buy a BMW Z3 and you've never stepped foot with anything cool or car related like that, don't do it. A Z3 is not for the faint of heart. It's a 26-year-old car, or well, mine is at least, a 26-year-old car with safety issues, very little safety to begin with, and in that aspect, it's definitely not a good car. If you've spent time with BMWs, if you've had E36s, E46s in the past, go for it. But this car, as appealing as it looks like, because like I've mentioned, this is my first car, and this is very good on paper. It looks cool on paper. It's a BMW convertible, blue, James Bond spec, all of that stuff for under $10,000. Anybody, any 19-year-old seeing that would think, oh my God, that's amazing. That's great. That's going to get me everything I ever wanted. It doesn't. It's not. It's going to give you a lot of problems. And any side that you are on when it comes to cars, you have to admit, an old BMW can give a lot of problems and a lot of headache on that aspect. As for the safety part, I get where you're coming from. They're not going to recall a 20-plus-year-old car for safety issues. No, but at the same time, it's also, my point was that, again, this car is not for the faint of heart, and that includes the safety. All you get is 2 airbags and this. Essentially, what I'm trying to go for is that these cars on paper look so appealing because they're a cool-looking car, a James Bond car for under $10,000. What more could you ask for? But there's still so much that a lot of people probably skip out on without realizing, and just want to go into it and then realize that it's not worth it. That's how a lot of these Z3s get abandoned, destroyed, and just in horrific state that neither you nor I want that to happen to. Another comment that I got, and honestly, this is a very good point, and I give him a lot of credit where it's due. 2 minutes into this video, I'm expecting mechanical issues, and this dude is just complaining that he bought a small old car. If you didn't want an old small car, then don't buy one, or simply sell what you have, know what you are buying. And that's fair. I'll be honest with you. I kind of just jumped into this car expecting, hey, it's going to be a fine car. It's going to do everything I need it to do, all that stuff. And I'll be honest, no, it hasn't gone that way. And it has gone, quite frankly, horrifically wrong in the ways of several thousand in mechanical issues, in mechanical damage, in just problems galore. And the reason I didn't bring up mechanical issues, and I mentioned this in one of the comments, is that every Z3 has had a different history. Every car has had a different history. And so I can't be like, oh, hey, this one owner Z3 with only like 50,000 miles on it is going to be as unreliable as my 8 owner, 124,000, possibly drive-by victim Z3. And the reason I say that is because I haven't spent a good amount of time with a pristine condition Z3. So I don't know, and I don't want to make assumptions for that Z3 based off of my experience with this Z3. As for selling the Z3, I've thought about selling it a few times in the past, such as when the Prius was wrecked and I began to question the safety of this car. That's why I talk a lot about safety in these videos, is because when the event of something horrific happens, I've had a lot of friends, especially recently, get into car crashes, get into wrecks. I've had my family members get into wrecks with their cars. And the thing that saves them a lot of the time is the safety features. Like, if the Prius wasn't as safe as it was, I don't know if I'd have the people in my life that I still do. If my friends in their BMWs have gotten less safety features, I don't know if they'd still be around to this day. I'm very grateful that all their cars have these safety features, and that's why I've questioned the safety of this car a few times, and that's why I questioned it in the Never Buy video. I don't like to see people getting hurt, if that makes sense, especially people in our passion. Cars, as cool as they are, it's a very dangerous hobby. You don't know who's on these roads. It could be someone on their phone, somebody drunk, somebody who just doesn't know how to drive well, somebody who's not paying attention. You can't control who the other drivers are, and your defensive driving skills can only get you so far. So if, knock on wood, something happens, the safety on something like this is questionable, and that's one of the reasons why I was saying to never buy it, because you never know what idiot is right around the corner. You don't know who's on their phone. You don't know who's drunk. You don't know any of this on any of the other drivers on the road. And so, ooh, Cayman. I legit just got into like a full serious thing, and then I'm like, oh, hey, Cayman, yeah. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. But my point is that be safe, and something with this is very hard to be safe with how little safety there is. I got way off topic on that point, I'm not gonna lie to you, but essentially the point of this comment was to say, like, oh, selling the Z3 and all that, and I don't want to sell the Z3. I'm not planning to. I still love it, and I still am gonna probably spend a bunch of time with it. Now, I know I've made a lot of content that's saying, like, with the title, like, oh, selling the Z3 and buying something else, or saying bye to my Z3 or something like that, and a lot of them, admittedly, I have genuinely thought about selling the Z3 for. The 8.6 is a very good example of this. I have genuinely considered that car a few times, but for some reason, and I think, once again, it's that sentimental value, I always can never say goodbye to this car. It feels like pain to say goodbye to this car, especially with the memories, the fact that it's my first car, all of that stuff. I want to thank you guys again for leaving comments, leaving interaction, and telling me where I can do better. I always value what I can improve on and try and do the better with, and I still got a ways to go, and I'm happy that you guys are calling me out for that. Okay, so this is probably the last comment I'm going to do. Brother, you're daily driving a 26-year-old automatic Beamer. I have a 2002 2.5 Z3 I only use 2 to 3 times a week, and it's a dream. Also, the later models have side curtain airbags, so they're much safer. Also, you really have to be willing to do a lot of the work yourself on them, or you'll just go broke. For this point, I want to first start by apologizing to you guys. I should have brought that up. Essentially, for some context, on later model year Z3s, I believe it's from 2000 and newer, I could be wrong on that, they come with side curtain airbags. So essentially, this spot right here, this black spot right here, will pop out and be another set of airbags. So in those cars, you'll get 1, 2, 3, 4 airbags, plus these 2 things, which that definitely does help safety quite a bit. Side airbags do help a lot when it comes to collisions like that, especially T-bones, and I failed to bring that up, and I'm really sorry about that. That's on me. The second thing about that is he makes a lot of good points in that, yes, I am daily driving a 26-year-old Beamer. I didn't expect to have the most safety stuff, and that's because when I first bought this car, I was thinking, oh, safety, I don't need that much safety. It's gonna be fine. I was very much ignorant on that topic, and that's a big flaw of past me. As I've grown up, I've cared a bit more about my safety and just being safe on the road and all of that. It's part of the reason why I've stopped speeding, along with my reckless driving ticket, and it's part of the reason why I've just learned to be more passive when it comes to driving, and I try to be as cautious when it comes to driving nowadays. The video was supposed to be more set as a caution for, hey, these cars aren't what it all makes it out to be. The never buy a Z3 part, that part was kind of just admittedly there a little bit for the clickbait. But on that note though, again, it's the thing of coming into it with the wrong expectations and with the wrong mindset, so that it might screw you over in the long term. But for the most part though, again, I don't regret getting a Z3. If you know what you're doing, I highly recommend you get a Z3. But if it's like, you know, your first car and you just got that passion on that dream and you want to just run through with it, I'd say start on something a bit easier. Honestly, I would probably say start on something like maybe a Toyota Celica, Honda Civic, those types of cars, because they're easy to work on. If you break something, the parts are probably like a 5-piece chicken McNugget from McDonald's. I actually don't know if they sell 5-piece McNuggets anymore. But my point is that it's cheaper. It's a cheaper thing to work on. If you break something, it's not as expensive, and you got a lot more attempts to try and work on it before you go broke. Versus this car, I mean, again, you've seen some of the prices that I've talked about. $700, by the way, for a door handle. Just putting that out there. $700 for a door handle. $1,200 for a glove box. Just saying. And just like that, today's video is in fact over. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. Let me know how you feel about it in the comments below. I hope that could have cleared up a bunch of the points. And I know I responded to a few of these comments below. And the reason I'm talking about them again is because I want the people in the back to also hear it. And if you like what you're seeing, leave a subscribe. And just like that, I'm out. I hope you guys have a great day. Peace.